Hello, everybody. This is BK International Talent Scout, host of BK Presents Radio Podcast, aired on Rainier Avenue Radio World. Rainier Avenue Radio is your community radio station and digital media hub. We are a 24/7 radio station and multimedia network dedicated to amplifying diverse voices in our community, like BK Presents, aired on Rainier Avenue Radio World. Let's get into the topic of the day: overcoming church hurt. Overcoming church hurt. Every growing church, every established church, every new church will have to deal with members overcoming church hurt. You either were hurt at a church you used to go to. You are hurt at your church that you presently go to. So leadership, pastoral leadership, community leadership will always have to deal with the crisis of overcoming church hurt. Below is a list of ways to overcome church hurt. Steps you can take to begin or continue your healing process. Each is a pathway toward restoring trust in yourself, your faith, your community, while reclaiming your personal spiritual autonomy. So today's show is all about overcoming church hurt. Let's get into the deeper ways where you can overcome church hurt, which is so important, right? It's something that we all want to do, right? Let's get a big round of applause in overcoming church hurt. The first thing we have to do is acknowledge your pain. Express your pain, acknowledge your pain. Recognize that your hurt experience is real. Sit with your emotions. Validate your own feelings around your own personal church hurt. Without minimizing what you've been through, the acknowledgement is the first step to healing. Come on, acknowledgement is the first step to healing. Allow yourself to grieve. Understand that grief is a natural response when expectations about your community and faith are violated. Letting yourself mourn the loss of the idealized church environment can open up the door to recovery. The 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Sometimes when we go through church hurt, we are definitely angry. We are definitely upset. We are definitely grappling with depression. And the 5th stage of overcoming grief is acceptance. Seeking professional counseling is so important in overcoming church hurt. Engage with a therapist or a counselor who specializes in spiritual or religious trauma. Professional guidance provides an objective to pace and the space to process your experience and develop a tailored strategy for your personal healing process. That deserves a round of applause. Journal your journey. Learn to write down how you feel and what you feel, right? It is so important to journal your journey. Writing down your thoughts and your emotional offers clarify and helps track your progress. Journaling transforms abstract pain into tangible reflection, and that you can revisit as reminders of your personal growth over church hurt. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're talking about overcoming church hurt. It is definitely something you need to pray about. It's definitely something that the church needs to do, to pray for people and to pray for individuals that are going through personal church hurt. One way to overcome church hurt: establish healthy boundaries. Create clear limits with individuals or groups that trigger painful memories. Setting boundaries protects your emotional well-being and helps rebuild trust in safe environments. Connect with a trusted confidant. Talking with a friend, a mentor, a fellow survivor of church hurt. Sharing your experience helps lessen the isolation. It gets you out of isolation and encourages you to get on the healing process road to recovery. Engage in honest conversation. Open dialogue about your hurt with those that you have established to understand and recognize similar feelings of your normalized church hurt. You can open up to your counselor, your therapist, your friends, your family. Redeeming your spirituality on your own terms can create a more authentic, resilient faith. Your beliefs at your own pace is very helpful. Allow yourself the time and freedom to question and evolve your beliefs independently. Redefining your spirituality on your own terms and your own pace creates a more authentic, resilient faith. Embrace spiritual practices, whether through prayer, meditation, quiet reflection time. Reconnecting with divine on your own terms can bring comfort. These practices help reestablish a personal dialogue with God. Separate from church institutions. Study scripture holistically. Focus on passages that emphasizes God's love, God's mercy, and God's comfort, and God's encouragement. Let these truths help reshape your understanding of the divine, moving away from the solely human repressions or representations of faith. So, you want to study the scriptures holistic. Read and study about God's love, God's mercy, God's comfort, and God's encouragement. Educate yourself about church culture. This deserves a round of applause because every church, every spiritual institution has a church culture. Understanding the church culture will help you realize that churches are made up of imperfect people, imperfect humans, male and female, imperfect leaders, imperfect fellowship worshipers, imperfect humans. Learning more about the history and context of religious institutions and religious denominations can exemplify idealized expectations and foster a more balanced view. So ask God to give you the insight and the understanding of church culture. Explore the process of forgiveness. Oh, wow. This is a good one. We must learn to forgive ourselves, forgive others, and create healthy boundaries around ourselves. Explore the process of forgiveness. Forgiveness may not come quickly, and it isn't about excusing poor behavior, but releasing the hold that pain has over you. The forgiveness is releasing the hold of pain and hurt that is holding you or holding over you. With time, forgiving those who hurt you or even forgiving yourself can be a liberating experience. Let's read that again. Explore the process of forgiveness. Forgiveness may not come quickly, and it isn't about excusing poor behavior by leadership, poor behavior in fellowship, but releasing the hold that pain has over you. With time, forgiving those that hurt you, or even forgiving yourself, can bring you the liberation and the freedom you so desire to overcome church hurt. Commit to self-care routines. Prioritize activities that nurture your physical, your emotional, and your mental health. Exercise, proper sleep, mindful practices are foundational as you rebuild your resilience and faith. So we must take care of ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and may I add, financially. Explore alternative communities. Sometimes a change of scenery helps. If your local church has deep wounds for you, considering exploring progressive or alternative faith communities that value compassion and authenticity. That may mean you may look into going to another church if the church hurt at your church. If the wounds are too deep, you may have to look at going to another church. You can looking at church online. You can listen to the church on radio. Seek spiritual direction. A seasoned spiritual director who understands the nuance of church hurt can help you guide your personal journey and deepen your inner relationship with God. Yes, talk to your mental health counselor that's a Christian. Talk to your therapist that's a Christian. Can help you navigate away from church hurt. Seek spiritual direction. A seasoned spiritual director who understands the nuances of church culture hurt can help guide you on a personal journey and deepen your relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness techniques can help you observe your feelings without judgment, keeping your present in the moment rather than overwhelmed by past church hurt. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness techniques in prayer can help you observe your feelings without judgment, keeping your present in the moment rather being overwhelmed by past church hurts. So meditate in prayer. Understand your emotions, your feelings, so that you can be in the present, experience God's love, experience God's peace, and experience God's joy that will move you away from the overwhelming feelings of painful church hurts of the past. Set realistic expectations. Acknowledge that no community or institution is perfect because we are all imperfect beings. Adjusting your expectations can prevent your future disappointments and help you see human behind the institution, because we are all humans. We have all fallen. We have all shortcomings. And sometimes the challenges of overcoming church hurt is that the leadership or the pastors or the members or the ministers or the elders, they are also dealing with church hurt. Pastors, elders, ministers, and missionaries, they also need to overcome church hurt so that they do not execute church hurt. That's right. We all need to be encouraged. We all need to be uplifted. We all need to be reminded that God is a loving God. God is a merciful God. God is a forgiving God. So we must learn to forgive ourselves and forgive others as we work toward the healing process of overcoming church hurt. Set realistic expectations. Acknowledge that no community or institution is perfect. Adjusting your expectations can prevent future disappointments and help you see the human behind the institution. Every pastor is human. Every missionary is human. Every elder is human. Every minister is human. Everyone in the congregation is human and imperfect. So, set realistic expectations of those around you. Serve others in a meaningful way. Volunteering or engaging in community service can shift your focus from eternal pain to external compassion. Acts of service cultivate a sense of purpose and can rebuild trust in humanity. Let me read this again. Service others in a meaningful way through volunteering and engaging in community service can shift your focus from eternal pain to external compassion, showing the compassion and love of Jesus Christ. Acts of service cultivate a sense of purpose and can build and rebuild trust in humanity and the people around you that you fellowship in the congregation to the church that you attend. Cultivate personal spiritual autonomy. Finally, reclaim your spiritual journey. Develop a personal faith that isn't solely defined by traditional structures. That means defining your spirituality outside of the church attendance. Recultivate your spirituality in Christ Jesus, increasing your faith, increasing your love, and increasing your compassion for yourself and others. Cultivate spiritual autonomy. Finally, reclaim your spiritual journey. Develop a personal faith that isn't solely defined by traditional structures. Instead, make space for what genuinely nourishes your spiritual soul. Overcoming church hurt. Each of these steps invite gradual transformation, carving out a space where you can heal on the inside, heal in your mind, heal in your heart, heal in your soul, heal in your body, heal in your past, heal in your present, and most definitely healing in your future. You might also consider creative outlets such as art or music to channel your emotions and look into mindfulness retreats specifically focused around healing from trauma. Some people have been traumatized through church hurt, and we need to get those things healed on the inside of you, in your mind, your body, your soul, your will, and your desire. These avenues offer additional layers of support as you navigate this deeply personal and transformative process of overcoming church hurt. Let's do a quick review of overcoming church hurt. Number 1, acknowledge your pain. Allow yourself to grieve. Understand the full grieving process of denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And then move into a call of personal prayer as you overcome the traumatic church hurt of your experience. Seek professional counseling through a Christian therapist or a Christian counselor so that you can walk through your personal church hurt trauma. Journal your journey of progress. Journal your journey of process of overcoming church hurt. Establish healthy boundaries around yourself, around your time, around your emotions, around your feelings, around your mind, heart, and soul. Call yourself to prayer to build healthy boundaries around yourself. Connect with trusted confidants that you can communicate how you feel on a personal level in an open space. Engage in healthy, honest conversation. Reassess your belief at your own pace to increase your faith, love, compassion for Jesus Christ. Embrace your personal spiritual practices of prayer, meditation, and communication. Study the scriptures holistically. Focus on God's love, God's mercy, God's encouragement, and God's power. Educate yourself about church culture. Explore the process of forgiveness. Join or form support groups. Commit to self-care in a routine way through prayer, meditation, and communication. Explore alternative spiritual communities that you will build your personal faith, your personal growth, and your personal healthy boundaries. Seek spiritual direction. Practice mindful meditation. Set realistic expectations. Serve others in meaningful ways. And serve others with compassion. Cultivate personal spiritual autonomy. Thank you for listening to Overcoming Church Hurt. This is BK TalentScout on Rainier Avenue Radio World, host of BK Presents, and we'll see you next week. Remember, you can overcome church